I think I need two more monitors up here and around there. All right, Jackson. You know what? We're a little early. We're about 1 minute early. We can catch up on the fly. So let's rock and roll.
Well, first and foremost, I lost count. What episode number is this?
319, 319.
There it is. All right. So, well, hell, why don't we just kick it off early?
Yeah, why not? No, we're in. Let's
We're
do
only
this.
about 30 seconds ahead of schedule.
Perfect.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 319 of Boog Life, pitted with action and Manny V.
Yes, I'm super stoked to be here. Thank you, Jackson.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, you've been traveling, I've been working and buzzing around. Not quite at Mach 10 with my hair on fire like I'm used to, but slowly but steadily getting back to that.
Yeah, I mean, each episode that we got going on, I mean, you're looking a lot better each session. So super stoked to see that too.
Well, since what, just a reminder, when I got out of the hospital in July, I weighed all of 117 pounds soaking wet. I was quite literally just skin and bones. You could see my rib cage through my chest. It was pretty gnarly. Well, I'm up to 135. I've packed on 18 pounds since then. I continue to make forward progress, getting my energy back, and you know, I'm itching to get back out in the water.
Is
So,
that's coming soon, isn't it?
I was hoping it was going to be this weekend. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, but it's coming sooner rather than later, bro.
I hear you. Well, the ocean will always be there when you're ready. Big quick shout out to Chris, who's chiming in watching live for episode 319.
Yeah, I'm still kind of scrawny, but I'm actually putting on a little bit of muscle,
Oh,
a little bit of weight, and I'm feeling much better than I did earlier this summer.
oh, yeah. I mean, keep at it. Whatever you're doing, keep on that program. And my job will be to make sure that we have gluten-free food everywhere we travel in the future.
Oh, I will be booking an Epic Surf Tours trip in 2026, guaranteed.
Well, I just put up the Cabo Freak Fest page maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I only have three spots left. And I think Matt Kitchen and Kevin Opie are going to take two of those spots. Chris, the last spot, I think I got you down there, but hit me up and just let me know if you're ready to go.
Wow, you've got 2026 already booked?
I mean, I wish I
That
can have all the dates for 2026 on the calendar, but man, it's a lot of like logistics that go on the back end, and I'm running full speed in 2025 doing it. So an assistant would be very very good to have, which I'm working on. I don't know how that's going to happen, but it could happen.
Gotcha. Well, let's get into it. Uh, a lot going on this weekend. You were at the bodyboarding classic at Salt Creek. Uh, on the East Coast, New Jersey Bodyboarding Club held their Halloween Bodyboarding Beach Bash 3. And I was supposed to be there. It didn't quite work out that way. But, a lot going on bodyboarding wise, East Coast, West Coast, shout out for me is going to the New Jersey Bodyboarding Club because they had originally advertised the event as being on Sunday, October 5th. Swell forecast looked really fun for Saturday the 4th. So it ended up being a last minute push up to run it on Saturday, which is why I ended up not being able to attend. But they scored some really fun waves, a beautiful weather day, and there was a solid turnout for men's and women's. It's not a traditional contest. It's more of, a hybrid meetup, and Charger of the Day competition. But I mean, they had a beautiful beach day and some serious competition going on out in the water for both men's Charger of the Day and the women's.
Do you have an Instagram or somewhere we can check out some
If you go
photos?
to NJ Bodyboarding on Instagram or New Jersey Bodyboarding Club on Facebook, there's also njbodyboarding.com. But yeah, I mean, they had a really good turnout, really solid day, fun waves to, you know, and for an October afternoon, I mean, they couldn't have been much better.
I mean, it looks pretty awesome. Let's pull that screen up right now. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is Um, yeah, I mean that's totally fun, contestable waves, but it wasn't a contest per se, just more like go out and have a good time and whoever
No,
pulls it.
it was more like a meetup. The Charger of the Day is more, this year they had a lot of people, so they almost had to do a traditional format to get everybody out in the water to get a fair shot. But it's not really your traditional contest per se. It's more of a meetup hybrid.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
they're not to take credit, but I conceptualized Charger of the Day for a few years ago for events that the meetups I was doing in San Diego area, and they started using it for New Jersey Bodyboarding Club, and it's just a fun day at the beach. It's not like high pressure competition scenario, and
Those are the best.
everybody just having a good time. It's almost like one big. Expression session in which I have to give all honor and credit to Tom Moray.
Yeah, yeah, I agree 100%. Anything happening in our lives that's revolves around bodyboarding. Yeah, Tom. Without him, you and I wouldn't be here.
All of us are pretty much running off of Tom's ideas, his creativeness, and of course his invention of the boogie. And you know what? Having a day like this, there you can see Robbie Mack, one of New Jersey's best bodyboarders. He came down to the beach with his son, one men's charger of the day. I love seeing this. Robbie's been, I've known Robbie since he was a Grom. He's legit talent. He works hard. He works for the borough of Belmar. He's raising a son, and for him to be able to bring his son down to the beach, have a day at the beach, and, you know, show that he's still got legit skills out in the water, that was just awesome for me to see. I wish I could have been there in person.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they had perfect weather, it looks like too.
Oh yeah, sunny blue skies, the whole deal.
And so there's a male and a female charger of the day because I think
Yep.
this might be the female.
Yeah, the winner of the women's charger of the day was Andrea Rocha. She's a Brazilian transplant, and she went out and absolutely killed it.
Awesome, man. And you know what? The the California Classic, the bodyboarding event that went down here in Orange County at Salt Creek this past weekend, same thing. It kind of had that, meetup kind of vibe. Of course, a lot of people showed up to compete and win, but I love going to events like this where it's like, hey, yeah, there's a prize at the end, but let's just all hang out and have a good time.
Now, as I previously mentioned, I was supposed to be there, but ended up not getting there. There was a bunch of things in play. I had taken Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off for this event. I was going to make the 10-hour drive up to New Jersey so that I could be there Saturday and Sunday. But unfortunately, my plan to leave early morning Friday didn't work out because my job was kind enough to schedule me until midnight the night before.
Oh, oh my gosh. So
So
it
leaving
started there.
So hitting the road at 4 a.m. on Friday was out of the question. I was like, all right, I'll use Friday to finish getting my errands run, getting my car loaded and prepped for the 10-hour road trip, and I'll hit the road at 4 a.m. Saturday morning. Well, Friday morning, I'm getting ready, and I get a message that from New Jersey Bodyboarding Club that they're looking at the swell forecast. There's going to be some fun little waves and offshore winds on Saturday. It's probably going to be flat with sideshore winds on Sunday. So they're moving the event to Saturday, and it was going to be starting at 10 a.m. I'm like, even if I leave at 4 a.m. Saturday, I'm not getting up there until at least 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The event will be over, and I had to cancel the trip. So between Mother Nature and the swell forecast and my job, yeah, I had to cancel the trip. Yeah, next year we're already working on next year. I'm gonna make sure to take adequate days off and make sure that I'm not scheduled to work till midnight the night before I'm supposed to hit the
Exactly.
road. Um, Honestly, between you and me, if I'm even working that same job by this time next year, it'll be a major surprise because I like my job as a convenience store clerk is absolutely brutal.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a fun job, but it pays the bills. So that's all that matters. I've been covering my medical bills. It's been helping me to gear up and get ready to get back out in the water. So it's a means to an end right now. But they kind of screwed me with the scheduling on this deal. And so all I can really say is I apologize to everybody who was looking forward to catching up with me. There's a ton of people, friends and family that I really wanted to catch up with. But next year, it's going to happen come hell or high water. I don't, nothing's getting in my way. I'm making sure I give proper notice, have the appropriate amount of days off so I can get up there in advance instead of a breakneck 10-hour drive there for one day and then 10-hour drive back.
Yeah, that would be a complete mission, full mission. Jackson, I was talking to a few people yesterday about so you have the Kauai, the Garden Island Classic. You now have something that's pretty solid in California. These are annual events. Now you have the California Classic. What's keeping the East Coast of putting that one annual bodyboarding event together where people from all over fly in for a couple days?
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
You would
In
have the
due
trifecta, the triple crown of bodyboarding covering the coasts.
in due time. I mean, honestly, plans are already in place for next year to be even bigger. We'll have, EMT and lifeguards at the event. So, it's just growing it in a grassroots manner. Yeah, the same way Joey Gregory has done with the bodyboarding classic at Salt Creek. And, rather than jump the shark and be like, hey, we're gonna have this big massive event and have the wheels fall off the bus, you know, just building it year by year. And the New Jersey Bodyboarding Club has been doing a good job of doing that in Belmar, New Jersey. And kudos to Joey Gregory for what he's been doing over the last 3 years. I mean, this is
Yep.
three events run in consecutive years in California and New Jersey, building blocks.
Okay. Yep. And that's the beauty of it is at the event that I he had enough cash flow. I don't know if it was coming out of his pocket or what, but he was able to pay the judges who need to be paid because they're sitting on, you know, this, you're a judge too, but these are the people that you want to make sure they're compensated because they are putting in the hard, long hours. I'm not saying the rest of the team who show up super early and put up the scaffolding and tents and whatnot, but that sitting down for, you know, the full day in the sun, in the wind. Um, but he was able to make sure they were compensated. I'm sure it wasn't a lot, but it was something. Would those judges do it voluntarily? I probably would say yes because of the fact it's the biggest thing for bodyboarding to happen on the West Coast annually, and the meetup. I mean, I got to see a ton of old friends from way back when and until present, so it's really, really cool thing that they got going on. And I got the same feel when I was over at the Garden Island Classic on Kauai too. So I can't wait to see if or when the East Coast is going to put something together. I would definitely come out to that and love to be a part of that.
I would be completely remiss if I talked about the Bodyboard Classic in California and the New Jersey Bodyboarding Club event without mentioning and giving proper credit to what they've been doing with the events in Hawaii. Obviously, the Kauai event, but now adding a triple crown of Hawaiian events. You know, you have my everybody involved with these events has my full respect because I just all of us know who have been involved with bodyboarding for any amount of significant time knows there has been a constant ebb and flow to our sport and competition and major events, and it's like it builds and then it kind of plateaus, it falls off a cliff, and then it's rebuilding again. And this has happened multiple times over the last 30, 40 years. It builds and builds and builds, then it gets to a precipice and it falls off, and then everybody feels like the sport's in limbo, and then it starts building back up again. What we need is sustainable events that are going to manage some sort of longevity. You know, I'll even point out one of the World Tour events, Sintra, the longest running bodyboarding competition in our sport. They've been running for decades on an annual basis. We need that across the board. We need to, establish a foundation that's strong and, has continuity so that, the United States, which once was the epicenter for bodyboarding, can kind of return to its, you know, level that it should be at.
No, I agree 100%. And it's those events that, when Joey Gregory put this together, it was still pencil paper, running around, having his wife tabulate, and it was just a lot of, running around. But now with digital scoring, you cut out a lot of that hard work. And then you have volunteers, people who want to be a part of it. Like, I was myself, David Hubbard, Jay Real, we all volunteered our time just to be a part of something that's really cool, and guaranteed that is happening in Hawaii and will happen, on the East Coast too. So it's just a matter of plugging, putting the pieces together.
All right, now I let y'all know who the winners of the Charger of the Day were at the New Jersey Bodyboarding Club Beach Bash. I'll let you shout out the winners for the California Classic
All right, you got
because
it.
there is legit talent
Yeah,
again at that event, more so than ever, I think.
it was
And
crazy.
I loved your Instagram updates. I was tripping. I was like, God help me. I'm not in New Jersey. I'm not in California. Don't get me wrong. I love North Carolina and all, but two major events going down this weekend on opposite ends of the country, and I was at neither of them. I was jonesing to be on the
Yeah,
beach and out in the water. I was halfway tempted to book a last minute plane ticket to somewhere.
I know, man. I thought about you several times throughout the weekend, going, damn. Jackson should be here. And when I got word you weren't able to get to the event in New Jersey, I kind of felt for you. I'm like, oh my God, shoot. But you know what? Things are going to line up. I can see it. Things are lining up. Let's go over here to the Instagram page for California Bodyboarders. If you're not following, do so. California Bodyboarders. And this is where the event, calls its home. But I haven't looked through any of these photos, so we can do that together. And this was pretty much the main reason why this event started 3 years ago. This was the third annual. Um, we us bodyboarders lost a really good human being, Evan McMillan. This is, I believe, his brother Ian, Dave Goodrich, I believe. And it was in his memory that the event started 3 years ago. And it was Joey Gregory who, took the reins and decided to put something together in his honor. And, fast forward 3 years, and here you are having there was a crew of 40 to 50 Hawaiians that flew over to compete. So there was a guarantee that at least one Hawaiian was going to win a category or more, or at least one category. And yeah, so it was very cool to see the camaraderie. Of course, it was awesome to meet new people. But I'll just run through these, and that was it. It's the crew. So there's Dave Goodrich. He is the owner of Alternative Surf and all the homies. And it was Evan McMillan. When I got to meet him, it was in his shop, in the Alternative Surf shop with Goodrich. And yeah, it was a pretty awesome. I could see the froth factor of Evan just, level 10. So he was a good kid. So yeah, I mean, there he is. And so the event was held in his honor. And as far as the conditions, let's see, do I have? Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I was posting. I decided to do just a bunch of reels from the beginning here, walking around with. I mean, I can click on all of these, but if you just go to Manny V Media, you'll be able to see all the reels that I put together, including this 15-minute reel, which pretty much covered the entire awards ceremony. So, do I remember every winner of every category? No, but let me get into my memory banks. But Tara Higgins, hands down, I believe she won all three events. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she won this year, and there was a lot of I think there was two semifinals, and they mentioned that they're going to add more because a lot more females wanted to enter but couldn't. So there's going to be more female slots available next year. This was the Groms. This was, gosh, was it 17 and under, I believe? But a little Hawaiian kid, Lavai, I believe, was the winner here at this in the Groms division. So a little Hawaiian won. And in the men's division or the open men's division, it was, oh gosh, I want to say
So,
Kavika Kamai, who in the very last second was able to pull off a big maneuver on the inside on just a big heaving inside shore break type of wave. And so women's, we got Tara. In the men's open, we got Kavika Kamai. In the drop knee, this is out of this world. Tanner McDaniel showed up and threw his hat in the ring in the drop knee division, and he beat out all the fellow drop kneers and
wow.
took the win in the drop knee division.
Way to go, Tanner.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But I mean, let me rewind a little bit. Just the international. We had a couple riders, actually, Brazilian, now living in California, Marcelo Matos. He won the Masters division, and it was pretty awesome to see the amount of focus he had when he showed up to compete. He came to compete. He came to win, and he beat out a pretty solid crew of Masters in the Masters division. So the Brazilian Mateus Matos, Marcelo Matos won that. So we got the drop knee, we got the open, we got the Masters, and I think oh man, there's one more division. Go on Boog Life One. You can go to Boog Life One, and that's where you'll see all of it. I may have missed a couple of reels on mine, but if you go here to Boog Life One, there you're going to see the entire award ceremony, which is pretty cool because you get to hear all the audio and everything. But yeah, I mean, definitely we'll try to make it so that you have a place to stay. If you make it next year, Jackson, of course you can stay with me. We'll figure out where to stay up there and like just come be a part of this. They would love to have you here.
I was there for the first year. I missed it last year, but ju it's an incredible event. Again, I can't give enough credit to Joey Gregory and everybody involved for making this event happen. And yeah, I would love to be there for next year's event. We'll see what schedules end up being, but you know. I'd love to be there.
All right. Well, no, you already have a place to stay here in San Diego, and we got you covered as far as whatever needs to be covered. So there's that. The event, the conditions were insane Saturday morning. Sunday came around, it dropped off just a little bit, but it's still contestable. The tide was actually pretty perfect throughout the day. It got pretty low towards the end of the days, but enough for the riders to still like hit the lip and do some big maneuvers. I mean, the we had Jacob Romero, of course. Tanner didn't enter the men's open, which is interesting. But Craig Wetter, gosh, the list is was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I saw
Again,
Sammy Martino was there in the men's final.
he ended up in third place, and um, gosh, watch the watch the reel. Take 15 minutes, and you'll get the.
If I remember correctly from what I saw, Kavika won, Craig Wetter was second, Sammy was third, and I think Jacob Romero was in that
That's it.
final as well. He
Yes.
finished fourth.
Yeah, Jacob, he loves the rights. So he decided to there was a lot more lefts during the afternoon. The rights seemed to have died down because the outer reef was starting to break. So the riders went out for the first time out to the outside and were able to make that connection all the way in. So very, very cool, very fun to commentate again with, you know, uh, I actually didn't sit down with Jay. I just realized that Jay and I didn't really sit down together, but I sat down with Dub um,
I saw
over
a
the weekend.
photo of Jay and Dub on the microphone. I'm shocked that you and Jay didn't link up on the mic.
I think well Jay wasn't there Saturday the entire day. And I was okay. Like I was fine to like have Jay sit as long as he wanted. I was actually sleeping most of the day. We had a gathering at the Pizza Port in San Clemente for people visiting from out of town. It's like, hey, we're going to be at the Pizza Port. We're going to put bodyboarding DVDs playing in the on this big TV, and we had a pretty solid crew of people show up. About 40 people showed up for pizza and beer at Pizza Port, and it was really cool. So Joey Gregory, the organizer of the event, pulled me aside and said, "Hey, Manny, thanks for putting that on. People were stoked to be able to have something and somewhere to go after Saturday's event, after Saturday's day of competition, and I'd like to work with you next year to like make it a little bigger." I'm like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, that was really cool.
Just a little side note. My entire bodyboarding DVD collection is sitting in your garage.
I know.
Feel free to indulge in watching them. Just put them back the way you found them, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got? So that was it. That was a quick wrap up. Again, go to Boog Life 1 on Instagram. You'll see all my reels that I did over the weekend, and especially the most latest one. That one has the entire 15 minutes of the awards ceremony.
And of course, California Bodyboarders on Instagram. I know Where is Harold on Instagram has a lot
Yeah.
of footage. And then for the East Coast side of things, NJ Bodyboarding on Instagram, New Jersey
Yes.
Bodyboarding Club on Facebook, and njbodyboarding.com.
There it is. Sweet. So that's pretty much bodyboarding wise news on my end. Did we do shout outs?
Shout outs kind of blended with news,
Yeah.
but you know, it's appropriate since, you were covering the West Coast. I kind of sort of was covering the East Coast. I will be back in New Jersey sooner
I got
rather than later.
I'm looking over at the YouTube chat. Art's online too, but Rob Hennessy mentions hopefully we can get you both out here next year. We have a blast. We have a blast at this event. We don't take ourselves too seriously, which I love. Just have fun riding waves with fellow brothers and sisters of the book. So, I mean, I would love to come out for that. That would be pretty epic.
Yeah, and you know how it goes. There's just something about being home, riding, waves in your home area, and I can't wait to have that opportunity.
All right. It's in the future.
Yes, it is. And I didn't really pick out a video of the week. I'm just encouraging everybody to check out the highlights from these two events. Cruise Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and just, enjoy the froth.
Yeah. There was a lot of that this weekend.
So, it's not very often that you get, a bodyboarding event in the US these days, let alone two same weekend, one on each side of the country. So just dig into it, enjoy it. And if you like what you see, look into being a part of it next year, or even better, look into creating your own event.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's build on this. There's momentum in the United States. There's a new enthusiasm, that it's time to, start rebuilding, and it's already in progress, and we just need to keep it moving forward. You
Yep.
know, like I always say, all I ask for in life is forward progress. And when it comes to the sport and the lifestyle of bodyboarding, forward progress. Keep charging. Stay stoked.
Well, that sounds like a motivational Monday.
Yes, it is. And if I could throw one more in there, I'm wearing it right now.
Yes, sir.
Do epic shit. So there you have it. That's pretty much it for this episode. I'm stoked to catch up with you, Manny. I'm stoked that there's so much good stuff going on in the world of bodyboarding. And coming up not too far, not too far from now, in the near future, we've got Fronton crowning the men's championship. Ori
Yep.
Valadown is in the running to win a world title. He won his first world title, 24 years ago, 25 years ago, and he's in the championship scenario. He leads the standings. This could be history unfolding.
Epic. We'll let you guys know where you guys can watch it. And yeah, that'll be fun. Definitely fun to watch, especially at Fronton.
Yeah, but definitely. Fronton is always an interesting event because I've never been there personally. You have. Anybody who has ever ridden there will tell you it is a very dangerous wave. One of the best waves in the world, but you've got to pay to play at that place.
That is true. Yeah. Um, that is definitely an event I'd love to go back to and commentate because it's so exciting.
All right. So, with all of that said, we're going to wrap this up. We'll see you in the next episode, episode 320. Until then, we're out. You.